The psychology of the gentle threat, the power of disciplined calm, the sword in the sheath, the hook. In a remote village in ancient Japan, a young, arrogant warrior marched into a quiet tea house. He was loud, covered in scars, and slammed his heavy steel sword onto the wooden table, demanding immediate service. Sitting in the corner was an elderly master, dressed in soft robes, calmly sipping his green tea, his face completely peaceful. The young warrior, wanting to show off his dominance, walked over to the old man, insulted his appearance, and spat on the floor right next to his feet. The crowd held their breath, expecting a bloody brawl, but the master didn't flinch. He didn't reach for a weapon, he didn't raise his voice, and he didn't even change his soft posture. He simply looked up at the aggressive giant, smiled gently, and offered him a cup of tea. The young warrior laughed, calling the old man a coward, and walked out bragging. But an hour later, the young warrior's own teacher found out what happened and slapped him across the face, saying, "You fool, that was the greatest swordsman in the empire." He didn't stay quiet because he feared your sword. He stayed quiet because he knew that if he drew his, you wouldn't have survived the second. In behavioral psychology, this is the archetype of the gentle threat. The person who is intensely polite, calm, and cooperative, not because they are weak, but because their chaos is fully under control. Today, on the Mind Lens, we decode the dangerous psychology of disciplined calm, the illusion of the soft target. To understand why the world constantly misjudges gentle people, we have to look at a severe cognitive bias known as the aggression fallacy. The human brain naturally mistakes loudness for strength and softness for vulnerability. We assume that the person who barks the loudest, slams tables, and uses aggressive body language is the dominant force in the room. Because of this flaw, manipulative and insecure people love to target quiet, polite individuals. They think they have found a soft target, but clinical psychology reveals that true psychological resilience looks exactly like stillness. When a toxic person tries to trigger you, and you respond with absolute politeness, a low tone of voice, and a steady gaze, you are engaging in tactical de-escalation. You aren't reacting to their poison, which completely short-circuits their brain. They expect you to get angry, to defend yourself, or to cry. When you do none of those things and instead remain perfectly polite, you deny them the emotional data they need to control you. Your gentleness becomes a mirror that shows them how out of control they actually are. The danger of the controlled monster. One of the greatest modern thinkers, Jordan Peterson, famously stated, "A harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very dangerous man, who has that danger under absolute control." This is the core secret of the gentle threat. Weak people are forced to be nice because they lack the capacity to fight back. But the gentle threat has a monster inside them. They possess intense focus, sharp analytical brains, and the capacity for devastating strategy. They just choose to keep it sheathed. Think about the sheer cognitive energy it takes to remain calm when someone is actively trying to disrespect you. That requires an elite level of neurological regulation. While the loud person is a slave to their primitive emotions, the gentle person is the master of their inner battlefield. They observe your moves, they calculate your weaknesses, and they note your behavior. They don't strike back immediately because they don't fight for cheap ego wins. They only strike when it matters, and when they do, their boundaries are unbreakable. The unpredictable fortress. In negotiation and social dynamics, the most terrifying opponent is always the one who remains pleasant under pressure. When an opponent is angry, you know exactly what they want. But when a person remains perfectly polite, smiling calmly while refusing to back down on their boundaries, they become an unpredictable fortress. You cannot read their next move, you cannot intimidate them, and you cannot predict when they will walk away. This asymmetry of expression creates massive psychological discomfort for the aggressor. They begin to realize that your politeness isn't an invitation to walk all over you. It is the ultimate display of self-sovereignty. You are nice because you choose to be, not because they deserve it. And the moment you decide that a boundary has been crossed, your exit is silent, permanent, and absolute. Keep your sword sheathed. If you are watching this video today, and you have been told that you are too nice, or if people have tried to mistake your good manners for a lack of spine, wear your gentleness like armor. Never change your kind heart just because the world is loud and uncivilized. Your politeness is not your weakness. It is the ultimate proof of your internal discipline. Let the weak make their noise. Let the insecure scream for attention. Keep your mind still, keep your heart clean, and remember that the sharpest swords are always kept in the quietest sheaths. If you relate to the psychology of the gentle threat, smash that like button and type "disciplined calm" in the comments section below. Subscribe to the Mind Lens as we complete our 12th journey into the hidden architecture of human power. Until next time, guard your stillness and take care of your brilliant mind. Goodbye.